Depression. It's obvious to a lot of people that depression, you're sad, hopeless, problems eating, sleeping, concentrating, you don't want to do anything. Okay, that's the textbook version. What are the hidden signs? I get it. You can't function, you're depressed, but most people in this practice that I have, they work. They do everything they're supposed to do, but they're extremely depressed. What are those hidden signs? Irritability. That's the number one thing I see in people. They're working, they're carrying on with their family, but they're just irritable. Everything bothers them. Everything is frustrating. Something breaks, they get all upset, more upset than you need to be. Someone is loud, they get upset. Everything is like annoying to them. Irritability, you go out to dinner with someone, the waiter takes too long to get the drink order. They're angry, they're irritable. Then they're too long for the food to come, get the orders, to get the check. They're just irritable about everything. They don't like the way their car is parked. They don't like the way any workman does anything in their house, or they don't like how people talk to them. Everything is a problem. Irritability, that would be one. The other one is there's no initiation to do anything. They reject all offers. What do you want for dinner? I don't care. It doesn't matter. What's the point? Do you want to go somewhere? Do you want to do something? Not now, later. They refuse all offers. They refuse all invitations. They sort of like sit around and stare at the wall or watch TV. They're not interested in anything. You can't get them moving. You can't just get them going. What do you want to eat? You ask them. I don't care. What do you want? Nothing matters. Nothing's important. No invitation is worth going. And if for some reason they do have to go somewhere, they just complain. They don't want to do anything. They stop exercising. They just sort of blah, 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 blah. Here's the third thing in hidden depression. They work, they take care of family members, but they're just going through the motions. They're like robots. They're just going through the motions. At work, you wouldn't know. They don't really initiate anything new, but they do everything. They do it on time because they don't want any conflict. They don't want any stress. Everything is done, so there's no chance of anyone talking to them or interacting or complaining. They just want everything smooth because they just don't want to deal with anything. So they just do exactly what's expected of them, like a drone. Just nothing goes wrong, but they're no problem. But internally, that individual is suffering, is in great pain and depressed. And the reason they do everything by the book is because they just don't want any conflict, any stress. They don't want anything. Even with their family, they maintain just what's expected of them. Going to enough events to avoid any kind of stress or any complaints from anyone, because a depressed person doesn't want anything to make any commotion. They just want to be left alone. And they smile in social situations because it's expected. But really, true laughter is something these people don't have. Many people do you know are like this. It's like the Walking Dead. A lot of my patients, I would say almost all, continue to work, continue to carry on with family and friends, but they just do the minimum. And their partners, their loved ones, their spouse, say this person's an empty, soulless shell of a human being. No complaints. They don't do anything wrong. They're just going on autopilot because nothing's fun. They rarely make plans because there's no future for them. Why bother? So they don't make plans for any kind of future activity. It's another big sign. That's 5. 6 would be they never show excitement. Never. Nothing rocks their world. Nothing is interesting to them. And grooming, they only groom personal hygiene and dress so that no one bothers them. They do the bare minimum so that they don't have to deal with anything. They're always making comments too. Like, I said to this one patient yesterday, I said, are you going to get your COVID vaccine? Why bother? What's the point? So I die. So what? And I'm like, okay, not the most positive comment. You know, other people, I said, what about the hypertensive medicine? He says, by the time that affects me, who cares? I don't care. Your comments like, I hope I just go to sleep and never wake up. These are the kind of things like, so, you know, so what? I tell them, listen, don't drink on that Xanax. And what's going to happen? I go to bed and don't wake up? Whoop-de-doo. I'm like, Joy, not a good sign. The whole process of being depressed and being like the Walking Dead or the Working Wounded is never get noticed. Do whatever you can not to be noticed. So the person who's in the office or a family member who's just sort of going through the motion, never causes a commotion, it's usually the depressed person. Now, this isn't in the DSM-3R, but I listed about 10 things. It's not in the DSM-3R or the DSM-3R revised. It's not. But this is what I see. This is reality. Most people with depression think about are functioning. But these are the hidden soft signs. And you can read more about this in my book, Tales from the Couch. This is a shout out to my friends in Canada. They are my most popular country now. UAE, I guess they lost interest in me. You go to my blog. I write about different topics every week. Agresti.com. Just hit blog. Lately, I've been doing stuff on personality. Thanks a lot. Bye.